Hi everyone, happy 4th of July. I'm Angel Qinan. I'm a registered nurse and an actress.
Hi everyone, my name is AllyCat Castle, and I'm a proud transgender woman of color, and I'm based here in Washington, D.C., alongside with my amazing co-hosts here on Transgender TV. Welcome and happy 4th of July. Back to you, Angel.
Happy 4th of July, welcome. And today's topic is transgender voice. But before we go to our topic, let's welcome our two other co-hosts, Miss Sonia, the only one. You're on
You're on
mute. Speaking
mute,
of
Ate
voice,
Sonia.
Happy
you
4th of
should use your
July in the
voice and not your...
USA and mabuhay! Welcome to the Philippines. Sonia, the only one. Sonia Agbayani, event stylist, and of course, Yokuzo, Japan. Hello, Angel, Ali, Miss Lee. Happy 4th.
Yes. And of course, Miss Lee Faelnar.
Hi y'all, welcome to Transgender TV. My name's Faelnar, actor model here in LA. How y'all doing?
Wow, happy 4th of July, everyone. Let's check in with everyone. How are you doing? Ali, you want to start?
Well, I'm not sure if for anyone who actually watched our episode last week, thank goodness that there's actually a mute button right here on Zoom. I thought that I was just having a hard time or one of those days where, your throat was having problems. I didn't realize that after we did the podcast last week, the very next day when I woke up, I just could not speak. So I lost my voice between Monday and Wednesday, but I still had to go to work because you know what? That's how we are. We need to just do what we gotta do. And then I started gaining my voice back Thursday, Friday. And now I feel like I'm starting to, be able to converse myself in a few sentences. So there you go.
Wow. Well, thank you very much for joining us. I'm sorry. I could really hear it on your voice too. But it's very timely because our topic is about voice. What about you, Ate Sonia? How are you doing? How are you this week?
This week, oh my God. Well, I got sick also. I had an attack of over fatigues and my body was half of my body just really was aching and I was really my friend doctor told me, Sonia, rest. You have to rest your body. I think that's the anxiety and the stress and you just don't know. And I had diarrhea. I was diarrhea Taurus for 6 days. I was clean, Miss Earth. So so it was. And of course, bad news that the volcano here is having a
Smoke.
little bit eruption. So people were evacuated again. So that was the week. That was the week. And this week, I think it's still going on.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Like everybody's getting sick. You still look very gorgeous even if you're sick. And Miss Lee Faelnar, how are you this week?
It's been a week for our bodies, huh? So if we're talking about bodies, so I kind of hurt my knee too all of a sudden this week. It's kind of weird. So I had severe knee pain, and that comes and goes every once in a while. That's why I texted Angel a while ago if she's wanting to do a foot massage or whatnot, because yeah, my body's in pain. So I don't know if it's stress or I just slept on it wrong or whatnot, but other than that, everything's great. Everything's groovy.
Oh my God. I'm so sorry, everyone, for being sick. Luckily, I wasn't sick this week. I actually had some R&R. I went to the beach earlier this week because I had an extra day off. And I did work yesterday, even though it's a 4th of July weekend, but I'm off today and tomorrow. So that's good. And I'm wearing a little bit of stars, for 4th of July. So happy 4th of July, everyone. How's everybody doing in our viewers, Ali?
By the way, for our viewers, hello to everyone. Hello, Miss Lena. Love you. Happy 4th as well. Hello, Michael. And Michael is actually from Canada. Belated Happy Canada Day. They also just had their Canada Day the other day. And we also would like to say hello to Ram. Hello. Yes,
Yes,
and
hello,
again,
everyone.
and to Michael again, Happy Canada Day during July 1st. And speaking of transgender voice, we want to thank and congratulate our very dear proud transgender friend, Miss Cataluna Patricia Enriquez, for winning Miss Nevada, for being, I think, the first transgender ever to win in a national state pageant. And she's going to represent Nevada in Miss USA. And if she wins Miss USA, she will represent USA in Miss Universe as a proud transgender woman. And then last week, she even wore this very beautiful rainbow gown. And she's someone that we love so much because, as you all know, I'm not sure if you knew, Angel and I, before we had like another transgender talk show, we were part of Girls Like Us. And there were a few episodes that Cataluna was there. So we're so happy that she was able to be the voice for our community as well. Right, Angel?
Yes, and she's actually the current reigning Queen USA as well. That's the competition that I joined, the pageant that I didn't win. So she's very good at her game. And congratulations, first ever transgender winner on a state level pageant here in the United States of America, and first to compete on Miss USA. So I hope she wins. Congratulations, Cataluna.
But
Yeah.
in Miss Queen USA, I was so happy that Angel was there in the top 10 together with everyone. That's when Cataluna won, I believe, in 2018 or 2019. I mean, 17 or whatever year that was. And that was a great year as well. And Angel won Miss Congeniality as well for Queen USA. So Miss Cataluna, we love you so much. And oh my gosh, we're so excited for you. So back to you, Angel, and let's talk about transgender voice.
Yes, way to represent. So I'm gonna try to host. As you all know, usually Ali is the one who hosts, but because of her voice, I'm gonna try to like do as much. But forgive me if I don't level up to her. But thank you very much, everybody, for joining us today. So I'm going to start with Trinity College Dublin said that your voice is one of the most important components of your identity. It is as individual as your fingerprints and your DNA. And WPATH, World Professional Association for Transgender Health, recognizes that as each person is unique, so is your person's gender identity. So your voice as well. What do you think of those statements? Who wants to start?
I actually love the meaning of that. It basically shows us that every person, every human has the capacity to be a voice of her or his advocacy or what she believes in. And just like our channel, Transgender TV, you know what? When we started this, it was like sisters like Angel and Ali, but we wanted to form a community, because of your voice, because of my voice, because of our sister's voice, just as Miss Sonia, just like Miss Lee, as well as our dear brothers and sisters who are with us every week. We are here as a community, as a transgender community with our allies. And it's great for us to be able to exercise that voice that we believe in one cause. And at the end of the day, the cause that we all fight for is to belong, is to be one, is to be loved, and to be accepted. So every week I'm here. Even if I was not at my prime today, I'm very thankful to Angel as well as to Sonia and Lee, because that pushed me that, you know what, I can do it. And if they believe in me, I guess I get to believe in myself. And that's the reason why other voices are just as important as your voice, because sometimes when you're weak, they're the ones who can make you strong. And thank you for making me strong today.
Aw, that's so nice. Lee?
Can we just crown Ally right now?
I know, right? Talking about advocacy and commitment and, love for all of you guys. And Lee?
Well, it's kind of interesting to say like that's one of the markers of somebody, like a fingerprint and whatnot. I've never thought of it that way, but then I guess like when you talk to Siri or to Alexa, sometimes it does voice recognition. So I guess there is some truth to that. Never thought of it that way. So it's interesting. Thank you for bringing that up.
And Ate Sonia?
It's the voice. The voice, yes, the powerful instrument. It can make you, it can break you, and use it wisely. It transcends, and that's all.
A
Thank
voice that
you. Aw.
transcends. Yes.
Yes. Well, for me, like that, like definition, that it's kind of very individualized. I think that's very important to know that, because like you know how like how you would talk to somebody and you recognize them just by hearing them. Like let's say, especially if you're close to them, like family members, co-workers. I mean, like if you listen to this podcast, probably without looking on who's talking, you probably would know already who's speaking just from listening to the voice. That's how individualized it is. If you already know us, of course. Then so I think that's super important, and I think it's definitely specific to somebody's specific gender identity also, on how important it is if you wanna speak with a higher voice or a lower voice, or kind of be comfortable with your own voice. And I specifically wanted to talk about this topic, transgender voice, because of that. So I want to ask everyone, how important was it to you to adjust your voices at the beginning of your transition or on a day-to-day basis?
I never adjusted my voice when I transitioned because I believe that when I transitioned, it's not about my voice, it's about me owning myself. And when I transitioned, I did not think of me, you know, passing as a woman. I just wanted to be able to speak my voice in the way I presented myself, in the way I lived my life, and in the way I spoke and lived my truth and my authenticity. So my speaking voice was just a part of my whole voice as Ali. So that did not bother me at all. And so I did not even try to modulate my voice in whatever way, just for me to be able to show them whom I really am. So there.
Wow, congratulations. And I think that's very ideal, is to be comfortable with your own speaking voice. Lee or Ate Sonia?
I don't know if I adjusted my voice, I guess. I know I trained my singing voice to be different because I wasn't really super comfortable with my singing voice. However, because I am an actor, one of the people that I was assisting before said I need to know how to project my voice. That's why they asked me to do vocal training. That I haven't done like really specifically with a paid person. Like I did it through Trans Lounge, like voice feminization and whatnot, and that helped a lot. So was it important for me? Yes, because as an actor, you got to learn how to project, and you still want to sound like I do have gender dysphoria. So like the way that I sound, also I kind of want to make it aligned to how I'm presented and how I'm perceived at times. So yes, it was fun actually to know the nuances and like the different types of ways so that you can control your voice. And it's kind of fun. I might do it again. I'm asking Jen, if my roommate, if they want to do it with me, because it was actually absolutely a hoot. I love that.
Nice. Ate Sonia?
Mm. Regarding my voice, as I remember just a little story, yeah. When I was young, I knew my aunts, my mom, my dad noticed that I have a little. When you were young, your voice is high, diba? You have a you know you that that's you always. It was like high, and well, I was not. Yeah, I know what I was that age. So my auntie, and they are, yes, you know those Chinese herb things, and they were talking. They said, we should take Sonia to the Chinese doctor in Binondo so they can make a little concoction of something of those herbal things, so to make her voice a little lower because it's and I said, huh? Well, you were young, so you had nothing to. Okay, okay. And then I was drinking that for 1 year, and there was like the boiling thing. So Did it change my voice? I don't know, but I did. For me, my voice, as Ali and Miss Lee said, my voice was like it didn't matter. So there was a point of time that I was like, really, what if I do have a really feminine voice? But for me, take me or leave me. Just listen to my voice, and you will love and like me.
Wow naman. People don't have, my co-hosts don't have gender dysphoria with their voices.
I said I
Oh my
do.
God, I'm so embarrassed about it.
I
'Cause
said
for
I do.
me,
I said I do.
you do, but you didn't like try anything to change.
Well,
But
I actually tried to lower my voice when I was younger.
yeah,
Like
okay.
when I was 13, because like I was soprano one, like up until like a certain age, and then I like continue singing in falsetto. But I also felt like when my voice cracked, so I did have dysphoria, but it's more because of acting, because like you hear yourself and it kind of sounds like funky. So like when you hear yourself, it's kind of weird sometimes. So like that's why I kind of want to just like adjust it. But like when I transitioned, I didn't have to change it because this is the way that I spoke normally already.
Yeah. Well, I think for me, it's kind of like the opposite. It sounds like from the three of you, because when I started to transition, I was already kind of used to speaking on a lower voice, just because maybe it was my insecurity before, being kind of like a feminine person, even before transition. And so maybe I tried to lower my voice before. So when I started transitioning, I'm so used to speaking like that. And with my line of work before, I kind of have to speak on a lower voice, so it kind of would have more power. That's how I kind of see it. So when I transitioned, I was with Lee, and you probably, if you guys haven't seen the skit that I have, or like the stand-up comedy that I have that I posted on YouTube also, I kind of have a whole thing there about voice, in terms of being embarrassed speaking on a low voice the first time I kind of went out as a woman. So one of the things that I spoke about with Lee and all our other friends is kind of starting to modulate my voice a little bit higher, and then kind of, now I'm more confident with myself. So I pretty much have used this regular speaking voice now. So anyways, what about, so we've kind of spoken about it in terms of speaking. I know Lee touched a little bit about it, about singing. What about in singing? Did it affect your like for singing, your confidence in singing, the way, maybe the choice of songs that you would sing, like in terms of being able to, after you transition versus before?
Well, while everyone is thinking of their answer, here am
From
I
our
again,
singer
my big
here.
mouth. Well, I remember when I transitioned, even if I was like very comfortable with my speaking voice, everyone, of course, I think knows here. I mean, so everyone who doesn't know, I actually am the singer in the family. I mean, Angel is my real sibling in real life, same mom, same dad. But so I was always being asked to sing all the time. But when I transitioned as a transgender woman, or at least presented myself as a woman, because we basically just matched who we are on the outside as how we are on the inside, I put my singing on the side because I am a baritone. So I felt like that did not fit as how I looked. And then suddenly we had like a family reunion back in, I believe, 2 years ago. And for my dad's 70th birthday. And my mom requested me to sing for my dad. And at that time, since all my relatives knew that I sang, and it was my dad's 70th birthday, I put my insecurity aside just for me to make my dad happy and my relatives happy. And so I sang again. And then fast forward, a year after that, I started my YouTube channel last year. And my mom requested during COVID that she wants to hear me sing. And so I started singing a cappella on both Sisters Like, I mean, Transgender TV, as well as my previous channel then. And so I just became comfortable singing now in my baritone voice. And now I don't care anymore what people say. But if you have a gift of something, then you need to just embrace it. And now I'm embracing it. But during the first previous years of my transition, I kind of like put that aside. So that's actually how I would answer your question, Angel.
So on singing, you got affected. Not when speaking. What
Yeah,
about you, Lee?
I had a dysphoria when it comes to like sharing my singing voice when I transition. So back to you, Lee and Miss Sonia, as Angel said.
Um, I don't know if that. Okay. Let me. I think the choices changed now as I got more comfortable with like singing. Um, I used to try to sing in falsetto all the time, even before transition, and then I'm just like eventually it's like it's hard. I sound like a dying cat, you know. So it's just like finding like
What's
that.
that sound? Like a dying cat.
That's just like so I felt like I sound like a dying cat, but yeah. So basically, it was really nice to be able to join the chorus, with Angel's like suggestion that because like Angel was going to join, so I'm like, oh, if Angel's gonna join the chorus, like I might also want to join the chorus. And just be comfortable. And then like now I don't even think of myself like being a soprano or a tenor or a baritone or whatnot. I just like say like I'm a female with a lower register tone to my voice, and like that kind of really like makes me feel super duper comfy. So like now, even though they're kind of like male range songs, I like for the most part, then I really don't care because I think the tone of my voice is different. And like there's also a lot of other cis female singers that have like a very low register. And like that, like what's her name? Tracy Chapman. And like I love her songs. So I tend to sing her songs a lot. Or TLC.
Nice. I know you did a great rap with one of the TLC songs. Maybe we'll have a sample on that on a different note, maybe later at the end. What about you, Ate Sonia?
Yes.
Yes, you're eager to speak
Oh
now.
yes. Oh,
You're eager to use
singing.
your voice.
Well, singing. Oh my God, I envy people, my friends especially, that who really can sing in their very feminine voice and their diva modes of singing. And I have a group of friends that they have this diva night. So all of them are when I go with them, I just like, okay, Sonia, it's your time to turn to sing. I'll just sit here and listen and enjoy myself with you guys. Thank you. So, because I like Miss Lee said, I know where my voice is. So I can sing, but I am not, you know, I'm not a great singer. So I just tend to sing what my voice is comfortable with, what I am comfortable. It may be a male song, a rocker song, because I think I am in the mono or the rocker thing. I'm not on those emotional songs thing. So I tend to sing all those rocker songs and, those things that even my friends know. Even in Japan, we are a karaoke. Japan is a karaoke world. So they have these duets. Oh my God, duets where you sing duets with your Japanese customers, and so you have to learn what is the best duet song for me in my voice. So I tend to adjust you adjust it, and you know you just as you enjoy it, you just find the song as you just find it in the sense of ha 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 in that enchanted ha ha ha. You just enjoy your singing.
Wow. So you just enjoy and yeah, I
Yes,
get that. That's so much fun. For
and
me,
just
as what Lee, yeah, as
and
what
just
Lee
feel it
said,
is
like
like your concert.
yes, like opera. Well, as Lee said earlier, we joined Trans Chorus LA before. I think part of me joining that is actually like to be able to reclaim my voice because again, I wasn't too comfortable speaking on a low tone or singing on a low tone before, so I tried to join. But when I started joining, initially, I guess my range of voice can go low. So they wanted to put me on the baritone, and I felt so bad because I was so feminine already at that time. So I'm like, can you put me a tenor too? Even though my range is probably really more baritone. But eventually, I think with that, I was able to reclaim my voice both in singing and in speaking. So I think singing is also a way to kind of reclaim your voice or to train your voice to speak on a higher note. Um,
1 second, Angel. On that note, if everyone's having a great time, please support our channel by giving us a thumbs up as well. We would so appreciate your support. And there, back to you, Angel.
Yes, thank you for that. And I'm sorry, guys, because my internet is not working properly today. I'm having like technical difficulties also. So I don't have my phone to read your comments. Is anybody that you want to share anything?
Yes, Miss Lena actually commented. She actually said, a feminine voice is very important to me. I took a lot of time to work on it and also singing, but I'm still 100% comfortable. I'm still not 100% comfortable with my voice. And she said, stealth is important to me. And I believe I can totally relate to this. And that's the reason why, when I actually transitioned as a transgender woman, I mean, I did not really exercise my or shared my talent of singing because I was a baritone. So I almost felt like I wanted to live a stealth life and at least, not singing just so that because I feel like if I sing, then I'm gonna be clocked as a transgender woman. So I'm definitely with you, Miss Lena, in feeling a certain way about the way we either speak or the way we sing, because living a self life is important as well. So yes, Miss Lena, and we love you and thank you always for being here. Okay,
Can
Angel,
other
back to you.
people relate to that also?
Well, I think the big advantage of us having a lower range is like if you want to call in sick and you're not really sick and you already know to speak a certain way, you can just go lower and be like, I'm not feeling good. I'm not. And then people will just believe you because like you can actually like do it on purpose. Because like normally when I have a cold or whatnot, like my passageways are clogged. So like my voice naturally goes lower if I'm sick. So I can actually also do it at will if I want to, if I try and practice. So, it's a little bit of a benefit sometimes when I have a lower range voice. I'm just saying like I'm going through life and I'm tired and I'm sick, and that works.
See, use whatever you have to your advantage
Yes.
sometimes.
Yes.
Smart.
Ate
Yeah.
Sonia, can you relate to Lena about wanting to be stealth, like in both in speaking and singing as well?
Oh, well, the only thing that I make use of my voice, this is my normal voice, but I can make it lower. So I always do that. We use it in getting attention. Hui, hui. You do that. Hey, who, who. I misuse, especially in Japan, and hui, hui. So, and people like, just getting attention, or especially in events. I work in events, so if sometimes they cannot hear you, you just like, "Whoa, everybody!" You just have to let go of your voice and say, "Oh, I think that's him. Oh, who's that?" Yeah.
That's nice. So you're actually using your low voice, like or able to use the low register to surprise people, to attract, to catch attention, especially
Attention,
like if
surprise
it's needed for
people,
work.
and I use it also in immigration. So just to have no more questions in immigrations. When they look at you and say, "Yes, sir. Yes,
Because of the
officer.
passport would show
Yes, the
because in the
passport.
Philippines you cannot
Yes,
change your
officer."
gender.
And then they'll know. Okay. A very colorful person. Yes, sir. Enjoy your stay in America. I will, officer. Just to pass through. I have to pass through. No more questions, and they know you already. Oh, okay. So every now and then I use that, and sometimes you can control it, but sometimes you just cannot control it. Maybe of the herb of the Chinese medicines, di ba, Miss Lee?
I don't know what medicine you took.
Yeah, I really don't know, but there were there were lots of packages there, and they were boiling, and they, oh, sip it, drink it, and said,
Well,
oh God.
luckily for trans women like us, we don't want that, so we have to avoid that type of tea if it's
I
gonna
no,
lower our
no,
voices.
no,
Um,
no,
well,
no,
Lena, I can
no.
I can relate with you, Lena, because especially like if I go to a country that is different from here and I don't want to be clocked, I kind of try to modulate it a little bit higher. And sometimes on the phone also, if I'm super tired of hearing sir on the phone, I would like try to modulate my voice higher and work hard to be more stealth on the phone and on the other country so that I would be safe there. So speaking of modulation, what techniques or things do you know we can use, or like transgender people can use to, for those who really want to, let's say, modulate their voice or have a voice that matches their gender identification?
Since I've never done any of like modulation of voices whatsoever, I actually think that like one of the reasons just to basically, if you decide to present yourself in a feminine way, is just to speak like more calmer, not like in the way I'm like so aggressive in the way I speak, and also softer. I think if you speak softer and if you deliver it in a more slow paced, not in the way that's like super aggressive, just like how I usually am, then I think that's more feminine. That's if you are perceiving it to be more feminine. But then again, since I don't really care about that, I'm just speaking the way I speak because I feel like I'm such a very passionate person. And for me, if I speak slow or if I try to like not express myself that way, then I will not be able to fully express myself. And expressing myself fully is in the way I'm so passionate about, in the way I speak. And so um, that unfortunately doesn't work for me. But I think my tip is for those people who would like to present their voice feminine, as I said again, I know this is repetitive, is just to speak slowly and also speak softer than your normal voice. So there.
Nice. And we could always try things and then see if it works for you or not work for you. And Lee, do you want to add anything on what techniques you know of? Even if you haven't tried it or just
Well,
know of it, you can
well,
share it.
so I guess like for for like when I was taking the class, they said like most like because like if you have a lot of testosterone, like I think your vocal cords thicken, so like you kind of start speaking lower, and a lot of lower sounding voices you can feel them speak from their chest. But if you want to try to put your pitch higher, probably Lena would know more about this, as she's saying, like she's worked so hard on having her voice change. Uh, so I you could try to speak from, I guess, like your collarbone up to your nose type of thing. Like that's where you kind of project, and instead of speaking from the back of your throat, you kind of push it forward towards like the front of your mouth, like you kind of speak from the front of your mouth and also by your nose. So it's a little bit like a mix of that. And also, I think aside from like your pitch, it's also your tone and also the flow, like the way like you play with words. Like I know Angel, you did the vagina monologues, and there was one monologue that usually like sing song, and like men are more monotone, blah blah blah. So I guess like the way that you deliver, a lot of like a lot of us are colorful when we talk. So you know we go from like up and down when we talk. But there, I think like that's the stuff that I've been doing and I've been hearing when I listen to other videos. So plus YouTube, dude, YouTube is like there's so many resources that you can find on the internet. So if you find a good one and it works for you, then use it. Lena, what do you use?
So free classes online and in person. Lee has done it all. What about you, Ate Sonia?
Yes, I've
Any
said
tip?
any tip. Well, if you, there are blessed people that have really feminine voice, and I envy those, and I envy them. And there are, if you really wanna pursue that feminine, perfect feminine feminine voice, yeah, as you said, just have to practice it and learn from it, and talk in a talk and look at how female talks. So you just have to, how they talk, how their mannerism, not just only the voice, the mannerism, the movement. You have to be perfect. If you want to have to perfect it, you know. So that's what my tip is. I have friends that really are feminine, very feminine, and my voice is a dinosaur. So I cannot do anything about
Nah.
it. But I can just like, yes, I know that, I'm a little girl, but it's hard for me to breathe if I talk like that. So I just have to talk like that. So I have friends who are really very, oh my God, girl a girl. So yes, use it where you are comfortable and perfect it, and just just do it. And I said you can learn, and there's lots of Google it. Google it. Google
Nice.
it.
See, so
Ate,
there's online resources, there's natural voice, and Ate Sonia said it also can come from within. So like be feminine, and it actually will just come out.
Ate
I
Sonia, there's no
Lena
geisha
actually,
training.
Lena
No,
actually, sorry, what did you say, Lee?
I was asking Ate Sonia, is there no geisha training on how to like speak with like a more flirty feminine voice?
from the House of Malabon, there's no feminization training.
Oh, in the geisha training, it always with, as I said, with just one look.
Mhm. See, so it's also the nonverbal. So Ali, what was Lena saying?
Yeah, so Miss Lena said that use mobile apps to record your voice, and they also have pitch analyze functions. And she also said that a feminine voice comes from how you breathe and where you hold your larynx as well. So I actually love what she said. So there you go. So you can basically either do it the scientific way, or you can also use your functions on your phone, I believe, as she said. Thank you, Miss Lena.
Thank you for sharing that. And I want to add on Transgender Map by Andrea James, which I actually met already. It used to be TS Roadmap, so it's a very good resource for transgender people. States that yes, there are free choices like online and free apps, and there's also paid choices like what Lee said, like classes or a voice coach or lessons. And there's also medical choices, which is like voice therapy, voice surgery, but it costs a lot of money and it might not work. Many have tried voice practice and voice therapy before choosing surgery. These surgeries have risk, and many will need more therapy after surgery to change the inflection and reduce side effects. Like the surgeries are feminization, laryngoplasty or Femlar, and vocal cord shortening and retro displacement of anterior commissure VFSRAC.
Wow.
And I'll type in the links to like this information on the comment section. Does anybody know anybody who actually had a surgery for voice feminization? Yes, Lee? Or
Ah,
what's your feedback on that?
you may they rest in peace. Um, yeah. Initially, it's a different like they're thinning your vocal cords. I believe like that's what one of the methods is to try to thin your vocal cords, and that it's very harsh, and they have to relearn how to speak. It's gonna start like very hoarse, very high pitch, kind of like cartoonish in a way. And then it will. Like I think the beginning of it's gonna just sound very just animation cartoon type voice, and then it's gonna lower eventually, but like I don't know if I myself can do it because it's such a dangerous procedure. I know, like, and it's a long recovery because it is a muscle and you use it.
Yeah. Anybody
Yes.
else? Mhm.
Well, I actually have my best friend back in high school actually did it. You know her too, Angel. She actually did it. It didn't work. So that's all I say. It doesn't mean that just because you did the operation or you went to the doctor, it's not a guarantee that it will change the way you speak or the tone of your voice forever.
I have friends who did
Mhm.
that surgeries. So
And what's your feedback about it?
Was it successful or not, Miss Ate Sonia?
because I knew them with their normal voice. So when after that surgery, the thinning of the vocal cords, everything like that, and there were, of course, it's like all I can say is this. What? Okay. Ah, okay. It's like
So in
So
other words, you did not really understand what they were saying. So
yes,
it's not a guarantee that just because they did it, then they actually
it's
were
like
able to convey themselves better.
yes, that it's like they're whispering. So okay, but very feminine. But uh, okay,
yeah.
yes. You
Okay.
just have
Aw.
to.
Well,
Mhm.
I considered doing it at the beginning because I wanted kind of like instant, like at the beginning of transition. But I'm very glad that I did not because of hearing things. It seems like it's not yet done that commonly, so I think it's super early stages still that we don't know yet if there's like a specific track to do. But on my research on YouTube, though, I've heard some people actually have like great speaking voices and they had the surgery. But again, as what the transgender map said, like even after the surgery, you have to retrain your voice. So it's not really instant. So,
Yes.
and as I've shared before, I kind of eventually learned after transitioning for a while that I'm really as less surgeries that I can do to myself. That's my preference first. So I think it's important to try like voice modulation first and other things first before really deciding that that's the only other option that you can have.
Yes, it's very risky, especially the voice. It's very risky. So if there's other things that can be, why not? Just before go leaping on that big leap of doing that. So it's very risky.
So let's talk about how we care for our voices. So I have like a list here from Trinity College Dublin, but I wanted to hear everybody's ways on how you actually care for your voices.
Sleep, salabat, water, hydrate, lubricate.
So just like what Lee said, actually like that's actually what I did this week. Well, I cannot really like almost rest because I had to go to work and I need to converse. But on the times that I could save myself or at least help myself or self-medicate myself. Again, I'm not imposing what I did to other people. This is just how I did it. I actually had hot tea. I actually used chamomile tea and then I mixed it with honey. I was a bit generous with the honey, that helped. And I put a little bit of milk as well because I felt like that has like a lot of like soothing benefits. And I'm not promoting it, but it works for me. The Hall's sugar-free cough drops. This one has helped me a lot. And just like what Lee said, sleep, take a lot of rest as much as possible. If you cannot speak, don't speak. And so just like the practical steps, and also a lot of gargling my throat with like a little bit of like warm water with rock salt in it, and then spitting it out. That actually helped to take out a little bit of the phlegm.
Yeah, that's good. Ate Sonia?
Yes. As what they said, ginger, turmeric, you drink a lot of tea, lukewarm water, as much as possible, and hot tea are perfect. There are many, or the lozenges, and if you can really eat very raw ginger, you know, that's the best. And you know, honey is very good. And of course, I think when you sleep, you need the humidifiers. I mean, sometimes the air, you know, when you
If
sleep,
it's too dry.
you don't know what you look like when you sleep. Maybe your mouth is open. There are lots of things that comes in there. And so, no. And of course, one thing I've noticed, especially the mask, when you're wearing the mask, diba? When you're wearing the mask, of course, you talk, the air is not really flowing. So sometimes after wearing it, you take it out. Sometimes you feel your voice is like your throat is like itchy or something.
I can relate with that, Ate Sonia. I think the choice of mask also, like, because I have like this thicker mask that I tend to shout like louder because it's more tight and thick. So the disposable mask is the preference for me, at least, if I have to wear a mask. And as what everybody was saying, ginger tea, definitely ginger tea. That's salabat, or Lee said salabat earlier, because that's like common in the Philippines, that everybody knows that people drink salabat if you want to have a good voice, like in terms of singing. But we actually did, Ali and I, like how to do like a salabat on one of our old videos, which is basically just like boiling ginger and then adding honey on it and lemon, and that really will help in terms of colds and like with your voices as well.
And I believe you learned that from Lee, right?
Yes, and I learned it from Lizzie. We pass it from generation to
See,
generation.
exactly, from Angel's trans mother, and Lee being my trans grandmother. Oh my god. And Life in Plastic Jared said water, sleep, and vocal exercises. Miss Lena said don't overtrain. And again, Jared reiterated ginger tea. or salabat in Tagalog.
Nice. See, and Ate Sonia just shared now, like actually to eat the raw one, which I haven't tried, but maybe I'll try it like as a next step if the tea is not working still. So from Trinity College Dublin, like be aware of your breath, practice relaxation, practice good posture, articulation, expressing emotion, and body language. So you can also use your body language to communicate if, in terms of speaking. Have anybody ever lost their voice? Like one of the things that I love with the Disney films is actually the Little Mermaid. So in Off Fact and Fantasy, it mentioned that Disney's Little Mermaid, that voice is very fundamental part of that film. It is used and praised as a sign of outspoken feminism, despite being silent on half of the film. Ariel, which is the protagonist, she's remembered by most as fiery, headstrong heroine who speaks her mind rather than someone who's silenced. So what do you guys think about that? Like in terms of having a voice, not just like the physical voice, but actually a voice of what your physical mind is. I know Ali mentioned it earlier.
Can you repeat the question? I got lost.
What can you say about like in terms of like have you ever have lost your voice, and what about comparing like the physical voice with like speaking your inner mind regardless of you having a physical voice or not?
I think that's the power of body language. I mean, I believe that our speaking voice is just one way for us to convey what we think, what we feel, um, you know, to whoever it is that we're with, whether that be a person or the public or the community. But at the same time, that's the reason why you have your eyebrows, you have your eyes, you know what, like you have your hands, you know what, because that those are other things where you can also voice what you how you want to express yourself. And I think that's the reason why God has given us like so many things in terms of because speaking voice is just one tool, but we have other tools that we can use in order for us to convey a message. You know, just like for example, um, like if there's like a something happens, right? For example, if you're in sea and let's say you're asking for help and someone is like all the way up there, you know that they will not be able to hear your voice, but you using how you wave your hand and doing the best that you can just for you to be seen, that's one way of you for them to see you and hopefully hear you because of your body language. So the power of body language for me is another key, not just about your speaking voice.
See, don't underestimate the importance of the body language. Ha! Just kidding. That's from Ursula from area. Lee, you wanted to say something.
I guess like that's why like not all people can speak. Also, when you're in a foreign country, and they speak a different language or they don't speak a common language with what you can speak, there's also like a hindrance between that. So like sometimes just like yeah, using your actions, and I sometimes like think actions speak louder than words too, and like like through dance, like through different sort of stuff, like there's like different ways of expressing emotions and speech. So that's why we're actors, girl. You use your eyes, use the whole face and see like what emotions you're supposed to convey through them.
Ate Sonia?
Yes, it's the voice is the power of the voice is just one of the tools, as Miss Ali said and as Miss Lee said. Yes, action speaks louder than words, and I think I just learned a lot from that when I became an entertainer, because we dance, and as Miss Lee said, dancing is one way of communicating with people, and you interact with them. And if you are effective and you know that you're existing on the stage, they will see you and you know that you are interacting with them. And that's where it's not just not the dance. As I've said, it is the eyes, the hands, the geisha moves. As we said, with just one look, the eyes, you can, you use that with your hands, and you interact, you connect with them, and as we said, the sense of touch. So there are lots of ways, and one voice, and the voice is one thing that can make you way we can have people's attention, you know. But these are powerful. These are powerful also.
Yeah, I think action speaks louder than words, as what Lee said. I agree with everybody, body language and everything. So, speaking about using your voice, like for your own, and we kind of spoke about it earlier in terms of Cataluna joining Miss Nevada, and will compete for Miss USA for visibility. Can you talk about like maybe somebody that you know who's using their voice kind of to for their advocacy, like for the community, that you want to just share, or what things have you done to use your voice for that, so either for you or for somebody else, anybody wants to share?
I think one of the things that you can actually show your voices, not just literally on the way you speak your voice, is basically by being um, of not being in denial of everything that you are. I mean, I'm a proud transgender woman of color, but like as Wesley said, it's not like as if you're wearing this plaster or you're always carrying with you this transgender flag telling everyone that you're trans. But the fact that you're not always thinking that, oh my God, I need to present myself this way, or I need to like dress up a certain way. Just do you. I think the power of you being your own voice is finding your own true meaning of what your true voice is. And what your true voice is, your own uniqueness, your own truth, your own authenticity. Both a combination of your strength and weakness is really your own DNA, and it's the best gift and the best thing that you can offer to the world. So you don't really have to be conscious all the time. Just be you, and the world will conform to you. There will be people who will like you, there will be people who will not like you. Even if you try to be perfect, there will be people who will not be happy about you just because. So just do you. And that's one way of you practicing your own voice.
Watch out, Cataluna. Miss Washington, D.C. will be competing in Miss USA. Lee,
No?
do you want to give an example, or how could you, or an example of what you've done or somebody else on kind of using their voice to help the community?
May hugot si Ali. So anyway, I am part of MCC, Founders MCC for that matter. My first general conference, I was one of the people who did like readings for the trans service. And at the end, like towards the end of it, we blessed, um, oh, it's giving me chills just saying it. We were given the chance to bless people that identified as anywhere within the gender spectrum that's not cis. So like just being like as a lay person, blessing, people that I respected spiritually, like pastors, whatnot. And there was one person that was not comfortable coming out yet, and like their friend called me from afar and brought me to them so I can bless them. And I was just there in the dark with them, sitting and praying and holding their hands. And that was just like a weird experience. So, showing up sometimes, like we're given the gift of speaking. Um, so why not use it when you feel like it's to support those that are disenfranchised and marginalized, and those whose voices are tried to be muffled by a society that's pushing them with a lot of hatred and a lot of pain and negativity. So sometimes just like being part of my church and being given like instances where I'm told to bless communion, I'm told to like, pray over the trans community or speak my experiences, I say yes to that because those are probably like the spirit saying like, hey, this is what you need to do so that you can further the community into like a better place.
Oh, thank you for doing that, Lee. And Ate Sonia?
Oh, I admire lots of people in our community, and I idolize that. And now I'm very admiring the three of you and adding me in your list. So it's another journey of mine, and thank you so much to be part of this. And I think the best thing that I have shared and as a voice to my to our community is I think most of it happened in my being in Japan. So I have lots of as I've said, I mentored and I teach and I give him my own of how living a life and doing this entertainment thing that we have, and I've shared them to me, especially to the coworkers of mine. So I think the best gift that I have been having in after many years is when they call me Mama up to now, and that's Mama Sonia. That's Mama Sonia, and I think that's the tribute I can give them happy. So when there's a gathering or something, or when they call me Mama Sonia, or especially in my own name, I've said before in my interview, it's a deeper thing. So they know me as as Elson as the beauty queen, or Elson as the friend, or Sonia, the one they have in Japan. So calling me Mama I'm not intimidated by that, but I think I love it. It's respect, and I think I've shared something. They've learned something from me, and I hope they're sharing it with the next for their own friendships. And I think that's the best thing I've seen. And when I heard things that yes, Mama Sonia, we learn a lot, and we shared when we sharing it, and that's it's fun. It's good for the heart. It makes me I've done something good. I think I have done something good.
I think you did a lot of good. That's why they would call you Mama. I think being a Mama Sonia, it's coming from the heart. So similar to me, of course. I mean, being here in Transgender TV, this is one way of us using our voice to be heard out there. But I want to share like one of the articles that I've seen while I was researching for today. Like Pink News UK has an article talking about Melanie C from Spice Girls, who made it crystal clear that Spice Girls' message of girl power is absolutely inclusive of trans people. I think that is a clear example of what Lee was saying, that if you're coming, like you have your own voice and you have your own people that you can talk to, and if you use it like to kind of uplift the community that, for example, obviously the transgender people are being more discriminated than the cisgender people at this time. So I think her speaking that speaks a lot. So if you are watching and you're not trans and you're an ally, you have your own voice also that you can use to uplift our community. So I hope you can use that as well. Well, anyways, we're actually coming to a close because we're almost finished with time. We're actually going over time now. So any last words about our topic? And then we'll do the promotions after.
Today is an opportunity for you to use your voice. Use it not just for you, but use it to uplift others. If you use it to uplift others, then you don't know that you can actually change someone else's life, whether that be in small ways or big ways. Let's always think that to do good is not just to do big, but to do small, because collectively, these small things have a bigger impact. I love you all, and use your voice wisely.
Aw, Lee, you're on mute. You have to use your voice. Or body language, sure.
So what comes to my mind is Christina Aguilera's song, The Voice Within. Like when there's no one else, look inside yourself, like your oldest friend, just trust your voice within.
Aw. That could be a different topic. Also, like our inner voices, diba? Ate Sonia?
Dami ko nun.
Yes, of course. Listen to your inner voice, and as I've said, do something good. And it is the powerful tool also, the voice. So use it wisely.
Yeah. So for me, of course, the same as everybody else. We all have our own voices. We all have our own gifts and talents, and I think we should use it wisely, regardless of who your audience are. And who knows, you can uplift other people as well. So hopefully, you can use your voice to uplift our community. Ali, do you want to read any last comments there before we do our self promotion and close out? Oh, you're on mute.
So basically, we're here. Ate Sonia's here. I mean, Ate Sonia. Of course, Ate Sonia, the angel. I mean, Miss Lena's here. Miss Lena just said so good. And to all of you, thank you for being so good to us. To our brothers and sisters who are not on the live chat with us, but who are watching us and be joining us every week. Thank you. Your silent voices are heard. Your voices are seen. Your voices are validated. And thank you.
Thank you. And promotions. Who wants to start?
Oh, I have just one word for Japanese. Meraki. Meraki means to do something with soul and creativity. Meraki. And Sonia the only one, Sonia Agbayani in Facebook and Instagram, the only one. And of course, welcome to Transistor TV always, and Yokoso Japan.
My name is AllyCat Castle. If you could also support my YouTube channel, AllyCat Castle, where I actually do a lot of product reviews as well as unboxings and unbaggings. And my last episode was makeup and story time. While I was doing applying some eye makeup, I was also discussing about things not to say to a transgender woman. So it's been having great feedback. So hope you can support that as well. So hopefully Angel can also include it in the description box below too. So back to you, Angel Lee.
Lee.
Yeah, Lee065 on Instagram. Let me also promote the Trans Lounge, translounge.org. That's where I actually had, like, if you're trans non-binary, like, there's free classes wherever you are in the world. Just sign up, it's for free. Yeah, hopefully you can use that because they have tons of resources if you wanted to be more comfortable in your own skin, so to speak, and also have another type of community where you can learn a lot of skills as well. So translounge.org and Lee065 on Instagram, and let's all sing, y'all.
And I'm Angel Qinan, ANGELQINAN. You can follow me on Instagram. And of course, please keep watching Transistors TV. I have a short film coming up in 2 weeks. I'm so excited about that. It's from Pictures Up Festival in LA. It's the first time I'm going to go back to theater and be on theater. So I'm super excited. I haven't seen that actually short film. It's going to be the first time I'm going to see it. So please check out my Instagram. That's ANGLQINAN. And that's where the link where you can buy your tickets for that show. And if you like this episode, please like it, please leave a comment, and please subscribe, and please share it with other friends, and I hope to see you guys every week on our community gathering here on Transistors TV. Bye.
And by the way, I also just wanted to thank the company that I work for. They featured me for Proud to Be. And I actually put that in our Instagram page on Transistors TV in case you want to see that. So thank you guys, and thank you. So there.
Congratulations.
So to everyone, happy 4th of July. And
happy 4th of July.
And
A very Karen Davila, ha? Ang voice.
The voice is very Karen Davila. That's
Karen Davila.
I know. Karen Davila is like a famous anchor back home. So there you go.
Yes, Karen.
Well, thank you very much, everybody. May the voice be with you. Bye.
Bye.